Hello everyone and welcome to this CSS Selector series for the testers. In this particular tutorial, we will learn about the child selector. So let's begin. So what is a child selector? A child selector in CSS targets elements that are direct children of a specific parent element, and it is represented by a arrow symbol. So let me write it down for you. So basically it targets elements that are direct children of a specific parent element, and it is represented by this sign. Okay, and when we talk about the syntax for this one, so basically syntax is very simple. So parent, then this greater than sign, and then child. Okay, so this is a very basic syntax for this one. Now here the parent is the container or the parent element. So this is the parent element and this is the child element. Okay, and now the question here is that why we need a child selector. So it applies to the only the elements that are directly inside a parent, and to create more precise selector for that large or the complex HTML structures. And it is useful for the forms, tables, models, basically. Okay, so let me show you the example over here, and let's go to the browser over here. And now this is a field over here, so let me go here and inspect this one. And now we will be using a child selector, and using this one we will try to locate the element. Okay, so here we need to go to this particular field, and you see that it is basically belongs to this form row. Now form row has this child, then this one has this child, and then we have this input field under this one, right? So this is the children, right? So what I'll do is that control F here, and let's write down. So we have a class available, so we will simply say form dash row. So you see that this particular row has been highlighted now. Then this greater than sign, and then dot form dash column. But here is the problem. Here you see that it's 1 of 16 because on this particular hierarchy there are multiple, right? You see that there are more than one, and in order to cater or locate the first one, so we need to go for the first child over here. So we say colon, and we say first dash child. Now we have pretty much closer to the element which we are trying to locate. Then again this sign, and then dot form dash group. Now we are one step more closer to the child element over here, and here this div has a child element input field. So what I will do is that using this one, again I'll say I'm looking for the input field. Okay, hash is used for the ID, right? So hash first name. So you see that using this child selector concept, where child selectors target the elements that are direct children of another element. So if you have this kind of a structure and no other locator is working, so you can use this strategy or this concept to locate the element uniquely, right? And you see that it's 1 out of 1, right? So you can do many more things over here. For example, like dot container. So this is the whole container, and if I want to go to the header, then this one dot header. So if I want to go to this, you see that this is the main div or parent, and this is a child over here. So using this approach, I can navigate or traverse through the elements in order to find the unique element. Now let me show you one more example. If I scroll down over here, and we have this table, right? So here the main row is from here, but this particular table has this, the headers as well, right? So how you can locate using this strategy over here, right? So if I go here and let's inspect this one. So this is the table with the ID. So what I'll do is that simply I'll say hash and the ID is employee table. So let me copy this one from here and say hash employee table. Now the whole table has been selected, right? But what we need is that we need a specific element over here based on the child selector strategy. Okay. So here we have inside this one we have th. So I will say inside this you have a t head. Now we are on the t head level, which is selected successfully. And then inside that we have the first row, this is tr, right? So I will say the tr, and after that I want, for example, the first child. So I will say, because it has multiple childs, right? So what I will say th, because the tag is th, and here, though it selected the first one on the screen, but on the right here, on the bottom, you see that it says 1 out of 6 because they are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So in order to make it unique, what I will do is that I will say I need a first child from this one. So I will say colon and first dash child. Now you see that this has been highlighted and it's 1 of 1. Again, as automation tester, our purpose here is to ensure that the element which we are locating, it should be unique. Okay. So based on these principles, you can locate the element. And let me summarize this tutorial for you. So what we have learned today is that the child selector basically target the elements that are direct child of a specific parent element. Okay. And the syntax is that parent, then this greater than sort of sign, and then child, right? And when we are using this one, because it in the scenarios where have complex scenarios like tables or models, so in that case usually this locator is really helpful to find the child one based on the parent.